When did you watch someone's kindness finally run out? My best friend Daisy is the kindest girl I've ever met. She was 14 when she started sacrificing her life for her little sister. You see, her little sister was born with aplastic anemia, which meant she constantly needed blood transfusions, bone marrow, even organs. Daisy became her personal donor. By the time we were 16, Daisy had given blood so many times the nurses knew her by name. She gave her sister a kidney at 17, part of her liver at 18. The doctors warned her she was pushing her body past its limits. She didn't care. That was just who Daisy was. But by 19, Daisy was barely recognizable. All the organ and blood donations had caught up with her. She had no appetite and was barely able to stay asleep at night. She walked with a cane because her bones had become so brittle they'd snap from a hard step. Meanwhile, her sister was living her best life, dating, going to Pilates in the mornings and clubs in the evenings. She posted Instagram pictures from beaches with songs like "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," all while using the body her sister had given to her. But everything changed last spring, because that's when Daisy's doctors told her she needed intensive physical therapy. She couldn't even walk more than a few steps without collapsing. The worst part was, I was the only one to accompany her to the hospital for her doctor's appointments. It was like her family didn't even want to be seen with her. It took 6 weeks for her to even just stand up from a chair without a cane. And after 4 months of intensive therapy, Daisy's physical therapist pulled her aside. "You're ready. Next Friday, you're going to walk across this room by yourself. No walker, no cane, nothing." She wanted her family there to see it. She'd spent years giving her sister the ability to walk, to run, to live. Now she just wanted them to celebrate her doing the same thing. She sent a message to the family group chat that night. "On March 15th, I get to take my first independent steps at PT. It would mean everything if you could all be there. It's at 3 p.m. Daisy's sister replied immediately with a string of heart emojis. Her mom said she'd bring flowers. Her dad said he wouldn't miss it for the world. For some reason, we believed them. The morning of March 15th, I picked Daisy up early. She'd done her makeup for the first time in months. She'd even curled what was left of her hair. "I'm nervous," she told me in the car. "What if I fall?" "Then you get back up," I responded. She smiled at that. At 2:45 p.m., Daisy was sitting in her wheelchair, eyes locked on the door, bracing herself for the big moment where she'd walked. I was right beside her. At 3 p.m., her family still hadn't arrived. "They're probably just parking," Daisy said. At 3:05, she texted the group chat. "Hey, where are you guys?" Daisy's sister left her on scene. Daisy called her mom, but it went straight to voicemail. She called her dad. He picked up on the 4th ring. "Daisy, hey sweetheart, what's going on?" There was music in the background. Daisy spoke. "Dad, I'm at physical therapy. Remember my walking thing? You said you'd come." Silence. Then, "Oh gosh, honey, that was today? We're at your sister's celebration. She just got into Berkeley. We threw her a little surprise party in the park." I watched Daisy's face collapse in real time. "My sister's party?" "Yeah, pre-med program. She said she wants to help people the way you helped her. Isn't that amazing?" Beat. Daisy hung up. She turned to me and said, "I gave my sister everything, and they couldn't even be here for 20 minutes. I didn't know what to say." She looked up at me and asked, "Can you drive me to my sister's event?" I shrugged my shoulders and said, "Sure." I didn't know it at the time, but Daisy was finally going to bite back. When we got there, none of her family members mentioned what they'd missed. Nobody even noticed that it was Daisy's first time walking without a cane. Halfway through Daisy's sister's dinner, her mom glanced up from her plate. "Oh, Daisy, did you do your little walk thing?" Daisy set down her fork slowly. "My little walk thing? Yeah, your dad said you called earlier. Something about walking? You mean the first time I've walked on my own in 3 years? The thing none of you showed up for?" Her sister didn't even look up from her phone. "Oh my gosh, Daisy, you're being so dramatic. It's just walking. People do it every day. It's not that deep." The table went quiet. "You're right," Daisy said. Her voice had gone flat, cold. "It is just walking. Just like Berkeley is just a school. Just a piece of paper in a frame. Doesn't really matter, right?" Daisy's sister finally looked up. "Why do you always have to make everything about you? We get it. You gave me stuff." "Gave you stuff?" Daisy stood up. Her chair screeched against the floor. "Gave you stuff?" I watched my best friend, the girl who couldn't walk 6 months ago, walk towards the table with a framed Berkeley acceptance letter. "Let's see how you feel when someone takes your dream off the wall." She walked back towards the table and started burning it with a lighter I didn't know she had. I guess people had spilled a lot of vodka, because the flames of fire spread quickly. When the police arrived, Daisy ended up framing her sister for arson, and her sister's college offer was revoked.